Do you want to see which one of these free plays I like the best? You may want to think about signing up for my full access, all-inclusive Gold Club membership. Explain a little bit more about all that in just a moment. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to my NBA free pick video here today for Friday, November 8th, 2024. Happy Friday to you. The weekend is finally here. Congratulations, you made it. Of course, if you're joining me for the first time here today, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks on YouTube since 2016. I'm currently 4-0, my last 4 daily best plays on my premium page. And if you sign up for that membership here today, you're going to get access to that package every single day for the next 30 days. The math works out to be just 6 cents a day. Of course, if you want to get access to all of my premium plays, you may want to think about signing up for that full access, all-inclusive Gold Club membership. Gold Club members get access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And with that, folks, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to start off with the Pelicans at the Magic, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. New Orleans is -6, totals 213. We saw a 1-point move toward the Pelicans. They opened at 5. Both teams 3-6 straight up, 2-7 against the point spread. And oddly enough, both teams are 6-3 to the over, respectively. Pelicans saw overs recently against the likes of Cleveland and Indiana. Meanwhile, Orlando saw overs against Cleveland and Indiana themselves. And weirdly enough, folks, both teams with their fair share of issues on defense. The Magic's currently in the bottom 3 in guarding the 3 ball. New Orleans is also letting their opponents make nearly 40% of their 3-pointers against them. Now, injury-wise, Carter and Banchero are still out for the Magic. Williamson and Murphy questionable for the Pels. I like the over 213. Next game, Pacers, Hornets, 7 o'clock East. Indiana's -6.5, totals 235 and a hook. Indy 4-4 straight up, 5-3 against the point spread. Charlotte 3-5 straight up, 4-4 against the number. Charlotte dropped 3 out of their last 4 games. Offense has been terrible. Charlotte averages just 103 points a game during that stretch I just mentioned. They're also making fewer free throws a game than any other team besides one. And they're facing a Pacer club who covered the point spread in 4 out of their last 5 themselves. Covers against the likes of the Magic, Mavericks, and Celtics. When it comes to defensive play, well, this team is 9th in the league in guarding the 3 ball. But I'll tell you what, the real strength of this team's been their offensive production. The Pacers are making nearly 51% of their attempts from the field this year. Pascal Siakam leads the roster in scoring, 41% shooting from beyond the arc. And Miles Turner is averaging 17 points a game himself. Now, injury-wise, McConnell and Nembhard are questionable. Nesmith, Jackson, and Wiseman are out. Meanwhile, for Charlotte on the other side of things, Williams and Miller are questionable. Bridges, Jeffries, and Richards inactive. Charlotte saw overs against Toronto, Atlanta, and Boston recently. Indy saw their last 6 straight get over the total themselves. Give me the Pacers -6.5, over 235 and a hook. Next game, Hawks, Pistons, 7 o'clock Eastern start. Detroit's -1, totals 227.5. We saw a half-point fade of the Pistons, open 1.5. Detroit's 3-6 straight up on the season. They have haven't beat Atlanta in their last 7 tries. Detroit's currently in the bottom 5 in free throws made. They're also averaging only 106 points per contest. And they're facing an Atlanta club who won 2 out of their last 3 themselves. They scored a whole lot of points recently. Atlanta's currently a top 10 point producing team. Trae Young averages over 23.5 points a game. Garrison Matthews is drilling 52% of his three-pointers. Now, injury-wise, Zeller, Hunter, Krejci, Bufkin, and Bogey are still out for Atlanta. Jalen Duren's questionable for Detroit. Give me the Hawks +1. Next matchup should be a good one. Warriors-Cavaliers, 7:30 Eastern start. Cleveland's minus 4.5, totals 231. Cleveland, a perfect 9-0 straight up, 8-1 against the point spread. Golden State, 7-1 straight up, 7-1 against the number themselves. Of course, both squads with some real good stuff happening on offense. Golden State's leading the league in offensive boards, top 3 in points. Of course, Cleveland on the other side, they're drilling over 42% of their three-pointers. They're the best field goal shooting team in the game. Now, total-wise, both squads with their fair share of overs as well. Cleveland 6-3 to the over on this season. Golden State 5-3 to the over themselves. When it comes to the injury list, Draymond, Poggi, and Melton are questionable for Golden State. Wade is questionable for Cleveland. I like the over 231. All right, next game, Bucks, Knicks, 7:30 p.m. East. New York's minus 7.5, totals 223 and a hook. New York 3-4 straight up, 3-4 against the point spread. They're also on a 2-game skid, and they've struggled on defense. They're 26th in defensive field goal percentage. And they're facing a Milwaukee club who's 7th in shooting from the field. They really don't turn it over a whole lot. Dame Lillard, he's averaging over 28 points a game. Taurean Prince makes 55% of his three balls. Now, injury-wise, Middleton's still out. Giannis is day-to-day. Meanwhile, for New York, Payne is questionable. Achua and Robinson still inactive. 3 out of the Knicks' last 4 got over the total. Milwaukee saw overs recently against the likes of Cleveland and Chicago. I like the Bucks plus 7.5, over 223 and a hook. All right, next game, Nets, Celtics, 7:30 Eastern start. Boston's minus 13, totals 222. Half a point fade of the Celtics, open 13.5. Boston's 5-4 against the point spread. Brooklyn 6-2 against the number. As a matter of fact, the Nets have covered in 5 out of their last 6. They're making just about 15 shots a game from three-land. Dennis Schroeder's drilling 49% of his deep balls, second in the lineup in scoring. And Cam Thomas leads the program in points per game. They're facing a Boston club who failed to cover in 4 out of their last 7. Failures to cover against the likes of the Warriors, Hornets, and Pacers. When it comes to defensive play, the Celtics are in the bottom 10 in blocks. Now, injury-wise, Brown and Porzingis are out. Cornette is questionable. Meanwhile, for the Nets, Watford, Bogey, and Sharp are still out for them. Brooklyn saw overs against the likes of the Bulls, Nuggets, and Magic. Boston saw 3 out of their last 5 get over the line themselves. Give me the Nets plus 13, over 222. Next contest, Suns, Mavericks, 7:30 p.m. East. Dallas is minus 3, totals 232.5. Saw a half a point move toward the Mavericks, open 2.5. Dallas is 5-3 straight up, just 4-4 against the point spread. And they're facing a 7-1 Suns team who's played some pretty impeccable defense. These guys are 3rd in the league in defensive field goal percentage. Yusuf Nurkic leads the team in defensive boards. Kevin Durant has the most blocks. And they're facing a Dallas club who failed to cover in 4 out of their last 7 themselves. Failures to cover against the likes of the Pacers, Houston, and Utah. When it comes to getting the foul line, well, these guys are 25th in free throws made per game. Now, injury-wise, Washington, Lively, and Exum are out. Kleba's day-to-day. Give me the Suns plus 3. Next contest, Rockets, Thunder, 8 o'clock East. OKC's minus 8.5. Totals 220 and a hook. OKC 7-1 straight up, 6-2 against the point spread. Houston 5-3 straight up, 5-3 against the number. The Rockets are definitely having problems shooting the basketball. They're 25th in field goal percentage, 32% shooting from three-land, and they're facing the toughest team to shoot against in the game. OKC's holding their opponents to a league-low 40% shooting from the field. They're also allowing a league-low 99 points a game. Chet Holmgren's got the most rebounds and blocks. Alex Caruso has the 2nd most steals. Williams, Topic, and Hartenstein are out for OKC. Adams is day-to-day for Houston. 4 out of the Rockets' last 6 stayed under the total. OKC's 5-3 to the under in their last 8. Give me OKC minus 8.5, under 220 and a hook. Next game, Wizards, Grizzlies, 8 o'clock East. Memphis is minus 7, totals 232. We saw a 2-point move toward the Grizzlies. They opened at 5. Memphis 5-4 straight up, 4-5 against the point spread. Washington 2-4 straight up, 2-4 against the number. When it comes to shooting the basketball, the Wizards are in the bottom 10 in shooting from the field, bottom 5 from three land as well. They're facing a Memphis squad who's in the top 10 in defensive field goal percentage. Aldama leads the club in rebounds. Jaren Jackson's got the most blocks and steals. Morant, Smart, and Bane are inactive. Contra's day-to-day. Meanwhile, for Washington, Bagley's questionable. Kuzma, Bey, and Brogdon are out. Washington saw unders recently against the likes of Miami and Boston. Meanwhile, for Memphis on the other side, they saw 3 out of their last 5 stay under the line. Give me Memphis minus 7, under 232. Next game, Heat, Nuggets, 9 o'clock East. Denver's minus 3.5, totals 222 and a hook. 1-point fade of the Nugs, open 4.5. Denver's 5-3 straight up, but just 3-5 against the point spread. When it comes to defensive play, they're 25th in field goals allowed. And they're facing a Miami squad who's pretty accurate shooting from three land. These guys have the 5th highest three-point percentage in the NBA. Tyler Hero's drilling 46% of his long balls, club leader in scoring. And Terry Rozier knocks down 40% of his attempts from long range. Now, injury-wise, Jaquez is questionable. Love's still out. Meanwhile, for Denver on the other side, Gordon and Cancer are out. Jamal Murray is questionable. Denver saw their last 6 straight get over the total. Miami saw overs against the likes of the Suns, Knicks, and Magic. Give me Miami plus 4, over 222.5. Next matchup, Blazers, T-Wolves, 9 o'clock East. Minnesota's minus 11.5, totals 220. Saw a 1-point fade of the Timberwolves, open 12.5. Minnesota's 5-3 straight up, Portland 3-5. The Blazers also dropped 3 out of their last 4. They look pretty bad on offense for the most part. Portland's a bottom 5 field goal shooting team. They're also averaging just 107 points a game. And they're facing a Minnesota club who rebounds pretty well on D, and they definitely make it tough to shoot the long ball against. Minnesota's 4th in the league in fewest shots allowed from 3. Rudy Gobert leads the program in blocks, club leader in rebounds. And Dante DiVincenzo's got the most steals. Now, oddly enough, 4 out of the T-Wolves' last 5 games did get over the total. Meanwhile, Portland saw overs against the likes of San Antonio, OKC, and New Orleans earlier this year. Now, injury-wise, Matisse Thybulle is still out for Portland. Give me Minnesota minus 11.5, over 220. Next game, Clippers, Kings, 10 o'clock East. Sacramento's minus 5.5. Total is 223. We saw a 1-point fade of Sacramento, open 6.5. The Kings are 5-3 straight up, 5-3 against the point spread. Clippers are 4-4 straight up, failed to cover in 3 out of their last 5. Aside from averaging just 109 points a game, the Clippers are currently the worst free throw shooting team in basketball. They're facing a Sacramento team who's in the top 5 in defensive boards. They also rank in the top 3 in takeaways. Domantas Sabonis grabs 13 rebounds a game. De'Aaron Fox has the most steals. And when it comes to the injury list, Robinson's still out for the Kings. Tucker, Bamba, and Leonard inactive for the Clips. Give me Sacramento minus 5.5. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. Sixers, Lakers, 10 o'clock Eastern start. The LA Lakers are minus 7.5, totals 222. We saw a 1-point fade of the Lakers in this one, opened 8.5. LA is 4-4 straight up, 4-4 against the point spread. Sixers 1-6 straight up, 2-5 against the number. The Sixers are letting their opponents make 51% of their field goals against them. That currently ranks worst in the league in that category. And they're facing a top 10 point scoring team in the Lakers, second in free throws made per contest. LeBron James, second on the roster in scoring, 46% shooting from beyond the arc. And Austin Reeves, he's averaging 17.5 points a game himself. Now, injury-wise, Hayes, AD, and Rui Hachimura, they are questionable for Los Angeles. Maxey and Embiid are out for Philly. Sixers are 5-2 to the over this season. Lakers 5-3 to the over themselves. Give me the Lakers -7.5 over 222. And that, folks, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. I like the over 213 in the Pelicans Magic game. Give me the Pacers -6.5 over 235 and a hook. I'm 4-0. My last 4 daily best plays on my premium site. I like Atlanta +1, getting the job done against Detroit. Give me the over 231 in the Warriors-Cavaliers game. Bucks +7.5 over 223 and a hook. Nets +13 over 222. Suns +3, getting the job done against the Mavericks. Thunder -8.5 under 220 and a hook. Memphis -7 under 232. Miami Heat +4 over 222.5. Minnesota -11.5 over 220. I like the Kings -5.5, getting the job done against the Clippers. Give me the Lakers -7.5 over 222. That, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. And if you do end up getting a membership here today on my premium site, just a friendly final reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame, absolutely free. It's going to be included with your membership. That's why I always tell folks that Gold Club package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, folks, happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page.